What is up, guys? It's your boy Dakota coming at you guys with a brand new video, and today I thought I would do a max stat, an updated max stat video, because I finally got my Aphrodite ring that I've been going for a while now. And I actually got it pretty quick. I only did probably 5 runs, maybe 4 even, to Aphrodite, but you know, I was pretty lucky. I got it pretty fast. But anyways, I thought I'd do an updated version of the stats, since I finally have everything that I need. And then last time I had a different pet and everything, and different rings and a theme and amulet. Well, not a theme, ring and an amulet and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing my PvE and my PvP set. So starting off with the PvE, here's the stats. Overall, 8.4k health is that's pretty good. That's pretty high. 642 mana, also really high. 103 damage, that's pretty up there. I could get more, but I'm definitely content with 100 damage as an ice for PvE, and then 65 across the board, and then 71 resist to ice, and then also the 130 from jewels, so that helps too. And then 26 accuracy, so I never fizzle. And then going into critical, I have a 33% crit rate, which, I mean, I'm ice, what are you gonna do about it? I'm not really going for critical, doesn't really matter. And block is pretty much the same, 258 across, except for the storm and fire is a little bit more because of the ring, but we'll get into that. Armor piercing is 26 for PvE, which I'm fine with. Again, I don't have to have the super high pierce for fighting mobs and bosses, and that, if you guys care about this, 35% in, and then 98% power pips. I'm so close. Like, I rarely get a baby pip, but if I do, you know, oh well. So now getting into what I actually use for my gear. So for the hat, I used Crocopatra Blizzard Fez. It took me forever to get this, but I finally got it. It's really good. I think it's better than the Hood of the Cold-Hearted, just because it gives a few better stats. I wish I had it to compare, but it's in my bank and I don't really want to get it right now. But anyways, yeah, that's the best hat in the game for ice, in my opinion. And then also the Bone Smasher Robe of Cold. This is obviously way better than the Robe of the Cold-Hearted. It gives like 400 more health or something like that, so that one's definitely way better, and I use that. I've been using that forever. Then getting into here, we have the Lydia's Frozen Foot Wraps for boots. Some people use the Ancient Persian Givvies, which I also have, but they're in my bank. I don't use those because I'd rather have more crit and more health, and as opposed to 5% more damage. I really don't care. But if you don't have these, because you know you have to get them from the pack, that's a good alternative. Or you can still just use the Shoes of the Cold-Hearted, or the ones from even the West Time Dunes, I think it is, in Mirage. Getting into the wands, I use the Aquiline Secutor Lance still. That hasn't really changed. Some people use the Fortune Tellers, but I prefer more pierce over one more damage and a little bit more crit. So I have this as opposed to the Fortune Tellers, which is really nice because you get 10 damage, decent crit, nice pierce, and you have that socket too. So for the theme, this hasn't changed either, the Wolf's Lancet of Shivers. And then also, I haven't really talked about this yet, but since we're getting into the themes and stuff, jewel placement is very important. So basically what you want to go for is like health, double pierce, and then like either power pip chance or accuracy, like I have there. So yeah, this is pretty good. This one is from, I'll just go and tell you guys where you get everything after. This, I used to use the Arcanum Exile Snowflake Torque, but I upgraded to this. It's basically the same, except it gives it gives one more jewel socket, so that's nice, and it gives a little bit more health and a little bit more block. So the Orlov's Ice Sheet Charm, I upgraded that, or to that. And this is where the significant difference comes in. I used to use the Alpha and Omega ring, but now I'm using the Band of Chilling Light, which I just got last night, so I'm super happy about that. Look at the difference. It gives 210 more health, or 220 more health, excuse me. A lot more mana, which I don't know if you guys care about that. 3% more power pip chance, 2% more damage, 3% more incoming, and then it gives various blocks, and it gives another socket. So I think that's well worth it, well worth your time trying to get the Band of Chilling Light. It's definitely the best ice ring in the game, and I think a lot of other people would agree with me on that statement. So moving on to the pet, I use the triple double with a socketed crit, and I love this pet. It's been my main now for as long as I've had it. As opposed to Spike right here with the fairy, double fairy. And then the deck that I use is the Arcanum Exile Snowflake set. I might use the Lufalum deck from Omen, but I still have yet to get that, and I haven't done Omen runs in a long time, so I'll have to see about that. But this deck is fine, works fine. There's not really much of a difference. The only reason I want it is a different socket, so I can get over 100 power pip chance, so then I don't have to worry about that. But this deck does the job for sure. So now we'll get into where you can get all this gear. So the Crocopatra Blizzard Fez you can get in the Crocopatra one shots. It has to be the exalted version. So I definitely I had to go 9 times to get this. I went 9 times. So it took me a little while. The Bone Smasher of Cold is from the exalted Rata Bones, and I only had to go 3 times for this, so that was nice. The Lydia's Frozen Foot Wraps come from the Professor's Horde pack, and those took me a while to get. I think I spent about 15k before I got them. For a pack that drops a ton of gear, like literally you get like 3 pieces of gear each time, that's a lot. 15k is a lot for this pack. So that took me some time to get. The Aquiline Secutor Lance, I opened the Immortals lore, that's where this wand comes from, and I only opened about 3 just for fun, and then I ended up getting this, and I was like, oh my god, that's actually a really good wand. So I kept it and saw a lot of my other ice friends were using it. So like I said before, this is the best ice wand in my opinion in the game. The Wolf's Lancet of Shivers you can easily get from Darkmoor, the last part of it, the full run. This the Orlov's Ice Sheet Charm I actually got from the rat. I actually threw in crowns expecting to throw in like 10k. I got it on the second time, so that's awesome. I didn't have to farm much for this. And then the Band of Chilling Light comes from Aphrodite, obviously, and then the deck comes from the rat as well, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this comes from the... Oh no, it doesn't. It comes from the second to last dungeon in Polaris. So yeah, I'm gonna get my PvP gear on, and we'll see you then. Alright guys, let's get into my PvP gear setup. This is a little bit different. I dropped health about 300, so you take a significant hit in health, but you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect me as much, just because I'm using actually a brand new ward pet that I haven't shown you guys yet, so I'll get into that later as well. But my damage goes on to 84. I could get it to 90. I could get it to 93 with dealer, but again, get into that later. Accuracy stays the same. 79 resist to storm, fire, and balance, and then 85 resist to ice with the ward. My crit goes up to 453, or it actually drops to 453 if I use my triple double pet like in a quick match tournament. Then it goes up to 35%, so that helps a little bit because of the deck I'm using. Block is at 289, not bad. And then the armor piercing goes up to 32%, and I actually have over 100% for power pip chance, so that's good for PvP setup. Getting into the gear, this all stays the same: hat, boots, robe, wand, and a theme, and even the amulet stays the same. The only thing that changes is the ring. I have the Duelist Daredevil ring, the 100 version, because it gives more pierce, so I get twice as much pierce as what I would get with the Band of Chilling Light. So that's why you could use the 100 version. For deck, I use the Duelist Devil May Care deck, so that you get more crit and more block, and then the socket for the power pip chain. So I really like this deck. It works well as opposed to this. I used to use this, but I mean, this I think is it works better for me. So getting to the pet, the last part is a ward. I love this ward. It's basically a perfect ward for max PvP, especially with the ice socket, the ice ward socket. What I could do is I have like a ton of ice ward and ice dealer sockets, but I used to use ice dealer and my damage would be in like the 90s, but I figured out that ice ward is definitely better to use right now because either everybody has ice ward or you get ices a lot, and I get ices a lot, so I put ice ward on and it's helped me out pretty significantly. So guys, those are my gear setups for PvE and PvP. So hopefully this helps you guys if you're in ice and you're trying to get, you know, perfect stats or as best of stats as you can get. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to talk about. If you guys want me to do like housing tour videos, I would definitely be down to do that. I decorate a lot. I have like 7 houses, but I have a ton that I could do a little series on that if you guys would want to watch it. I'm not sure if that's something that you guys would want to watch, but just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, it's been Dakota. I'll see you next time. Peace out.